This hour is brought to you by Sweetland Waste and Removal Service, a homegrown company serving southern Indiana since 1995.
Well, we're coming to your city. Gonna play our guitars and sing you a country song. We'll all be flying higher than a jetliner. And if you want a little bang in your yin-yang, come along. Well, we flew through Cincinnati.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special Thanksgiving Day broadcast of Indiana Sports Beat with Coyle and Leary. Appreciate you joining us here on this special day. Got a special rebroadcast of some of our interviews we did with the incoming recruits for Indiana basketball, Trey Galloway, Anthony Leo, and Jordan Geronimo. We hope you enjoy that. And most importantly, we hope you enjoy a very happy Thanksgiving with your friends and your families and enjoy that. Make sure to follow us tomorrow again as we're back live at 9 a.m. With everything coming up. Indiana playing Purdue this weekend. Indiana basketball on as well on Saturday. So lots to get to tomorrow and lots to cover. Make sure Saturday, just come on out and join us at Yogi's as we'll be there doing a watch party for Indiana Purdue football. And then immediately after that, the basketball game starts. And then following the game, of course, after the game with Todd Leary as Indiana takes on South Dakota State. And Todd and I will both be there to take care of that. But enjoy the broadcast today, and we hope you're having a happy Thanksgiving. Hey, Anthony, first of all, congratulations. I'm sure that's a great relief and a lot of excitement for you and your family.
Yeah, it's a surreal opportunity, and thanks again for having me.
Oh, anytime. You still there?
Yeah, sorry.
I'm sorry, I thought I lost you. But, yeah, congratulations. Man, how exciting was this once you were able to make this announcement?
Yeah, I mean, it's literally a dream come true. It's something that I've been imagining and hoping for and working for since I was as little as I can remember. So for it to really become a reality is something that's really special for me and my family.
And you've worked long and hard for this, we all know that. But and being a hometown kid, it's kind of unusual because most people you play with aren't going to be from the hometown. I talked to Jordan Hulls, but he talked that there's a lot of unique aspects to being the hometown guy. So expect your teammates to come over for Christmas dinner and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean it's something that ultimately it's bigger than just being about myself. It's something about the entire community and not just me or my teammates, but it's just the opportunity to be able to impact so many people and a bunch of young people that are just like me growing up trying to make their dreams come true. It's just overall, it's just a really great opportunity for me.
And having talked to you previously, I know that what the things you just mentioned is very important to you. You're more about putting the limelight on other people, and you're to be commended for that. But when you talk about representing the community, how important is it to you? Because in essence, you are representing the city of Bloomington, and then I know that's kind of a heavy weight, but it's also kind of a cool opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, it's really no weight at all, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm just trying to do what I feel like God has me on this earth to do, and at the end of the day, that makes everything a lot easier. But to be able to play for IU, and the fact that Coach Miller trusts me to represent not only myself but the university and the basketball program and the city of Bloomington as a whole on the national level is really an amazing experience and a great opportunity that's going to help me grow as a person and as a student and an athlete.
At the end of the day, what was it that swayed you toward Indiana?
Well, I mean, to be completely honest with you, I was at church a week or two ago, and I was just praying really hard, and eventually, it just kind of, I got this feeling in my stomach, and it was something that wouldn't really go away. So I gave it a few days to really make sure that this is what I wanted to do, make sure that this is the right fit and the right opportunity for me. And at the end of the day, it was nothing less than that. And it's something that's really going to, help my future and help, hopefully the future of a bunch of kids around me and stuff like that, just to be able to follow and try to do what I've done and making my dreams come true. But hopefully, they can be even more successful than I am.
Hoosier fans have made no bones about they love the fact of having Indiana kids on the Indiana University's basketball team, and you're part of a new wave. A lot of guys that are coming in: Trey Jackson, Joey Bronk, Trey Galloway, your AAU teammate. How important or how fun are you looking forward to that aspect of being such a unique group of so many Indiana kids on that program?
Yeah, I mean that's how it was growing up. It's part of what I fell in love with, was just knowing that everybody that was on the team was going to take so much pride and passion in being able to wear that jersey. And I think that what Coach Miller's building with a bunch of local guys that are willing to do whatever it takes, and just sacrifice their body no matter what, and just, bring back some of that pride and passion that I fell in love with as a kid is something that's really special. And I think we've got a great kind of building block of a group of kids that are just willing to sacrifice whatever it is about them and their egos and all that kind of stuff, including myself, and just be a part of something bigger and hopefully have some success wearing that name across our chest.
I talked to Jordan Hulls. He's been on the show several times, but specifically about this. Is he someone that you, I don't want to say idolized, but definitely followed closely when he was playing in Indiana? Obviously, you were younger, but a Bloomington South product as well.
Yeah, I mean, I remember looking up to him and the passion and how hard he played with and his skill level ever since he was at South. And I remember just kind of wanting to do what he's done. And so far I've had some decent success, I guess, as far as, going to South in Bloomington and playing basketball. And now with the opportunity to play at IU like he did, I think that it's really something special and a really great thing to be able to continue that tradition of a Bloomington kid being able to represent Indiana on the basketball court.
Well, being a great shooter, something that he's known for, and that's something that also has been following you around. That fills a huge void for Indiana. Indiana has not been the greatest of shooting teams here of late. Someone like you has definitely been needed. Are you looking forward to being able to step into that role and help them with that aspect of the game? Yeah,
it's a great opportunity, and that's part of what makes it such a great fit for me, is just the ability to come in and provide a spark in shooting and scoring and defense and just playing as hard as I can. And at the end of the day, if I'm able to space the floor a little bit and be able to make the defense have to close out faster or give a little bit less help, it's going to make the teammates and the guys that are out there on the court with me a little bit better and help them get easier shots. So at the end of the day, it's gonna come full circle and hopefully, result in some wins.
So when you finally came to the decision that you knew where you were going to go, who was the first person that you told?
The first person I told was actually both of my parents. So I guess the first two people I told, but I told both my parents first, and then my sister. So it was something that began in the family, and then I told like my AAU coach, my high school coach, but I made sure to really make sure my family was on the same page as me, and they were the first people to know, because while I'm the one that gets all this publicity and all the kind of public stuff that everybody talks about, at the end of the day, they're the reasons that I'm able to do this kind of stuff. So being able to share the moment with them was something that I was looking forward to, and when the moment came, it was really special for us all.
And I know they would have been happy for you no matter what, and most people should have been happy for you no matter what. But the fact that you're going to Indiana, did that cause a little more excitement for them? I mean, they're going to get to see you play all the time.
Yeah, I mean, they grew up, obviously, well, they didn't grow up, but they went to IU. They were fans ever since then. They worked for the university, all that kind of stuff, and we grew up in this town, going to games and being frequent supporters of the Hoosiers. So at the end of the day, I'm sure it was a little more exciting for them to be able to know that their son was staying home and playing for the same school that they went to. But they definitely didn't, I guess, let me see that as much, because at the end of the day, it's about me. So they're really great about kind of staying reserved, I guess, to the point where I still feel like it's my kind of moment, but they're just always here supporting me no matter what.
What was Archie Miller's reaction when you let him know that you're going to be playing for the Hoosiers?
Yeah, him and Coach Ostrom were really happy, really glad to be able to take this next step. And I mean, it's a baby step as far as what we're hoping to accomplish together in the next 4 or 5 years at IU. But I mean, they were really happy and really glad that I was trustworthy in them, and that they were trustworthy in me, I guess, just to to be able to come in and make an impact and be able to play for my dream school, it was great for me, and I know that they really expressed their excitement and their eagerness to get started as soon as we can.
And we talked before, obviously you played with Trey Galloway, a co-commitment going to the Hoosier, but you've also played with and against Trace Jackson Davis, Armand Franklin, those guys. Does that help make it a lot more seamless of a transition going to a school that with so many guys that you've played with or against?
Yeah, I mean, it will, and it's guys that I've had a prior relationship with, which is going to help. But what I think is really important is just that we all kind of grew up with the same impression of Indiana basketball, and we all kind of hope to bring it back to what it was whenever we were growing up. So I think that combination and a talented group of guys and guys that just really want to be Hoosiers and love Indiana, I think it's a recipe for something special that can hopefully be accomplished. If not in my 4 years, maybe in the next 4 years after that. If we're doing our job and building the building blocks of that, then we're going to be happy with the job that we accomplished in our time at IU.
And you mentioned watching the Hoosier teams of past that were filled with so many great players from the state of Indiana, and they obviously had a ton of success in postseason and things like that. That's got to be something that's a great goal of yours to help Indiana get back to that, as you've mentioned. But the reality of that, how much do you think you can contribute? How are you going to be able to contribute to help them get that program back to where it was in the heyday?
Yeah, that's the goal, and I really do think that within my 4 years, if not my 4 years, and hopefully shortly after, but I really think that we're going to be able to accomplish that kind of goal and, get to play for a Big Ten title and get to play for a Sweet 16 or something like that, just to be able to kind of revive that passion and that love for basketball that Indiana fans all over the place have fell in love with in the past. I think it's something that's going to be a daunting task for sure, but it's something that we're all really eager and excited for. So at the end of the day, I think that we're going to be able to hopefully at least take some pretty big steps in that direction.
And of course, your final season of Indiana of high school basketball coming up. That's going to be like a farewell tour for you. I mean, you're going to be loved in virtually every gym you go into, even by some of the opposition.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely going to be a cool little thing, but in reality, none of it really matters. Like I'm not doing it for any of that kind of stuff. As long as our team's getting wins and doing what we're supposed to do and getting better every day, and hopefully at the end of the season being able to compete for a state championship, that's what matters. Not whether I score 20 points or 6 points. It's just about having some team success and having fun, especially with a great group of seniors that I've grown with throughout the years of high school and before then. Just to be able to hopefully accomplish something like that is going to be really special, and it's our goal at the end of the day.
And the multiple conversations I've had with you, it's very obvious and apparent. You're very humble, you're very down to earth, and you're not about the me thing. You're about everybody else. How have you remained, being as successful as you have been, how have you been able to stay that grounded?
I mean, that's the easiest question you've asked me. But the way that I'm able to do that is just with God and just having His blessings and being able to pray with Him and just having His kind of guidance and His impact on my life, and just having my faith there has always helped me have the right priorities in life, and it's hopefully gonna impact and inspire other people to just always stay humbled and be about the group and always be looking to help out in something bigger than themselves, and that's ultimately the reason that I'm like that is just my faith.
And because of your mature mindset, it seems like pressure is almost something that may not exist for you. But is there any added pressure being a hometown kid going to Indiana?
Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be pressure, and there might be some pretty high expectations for me, especially being a local kid. But at the end of the day, as long as I'm doing what I feel like I'm meant to be doing on this earth and being able to go out there and just play as hard as I can, then there's really nothing else I can ask for, nothing else I can expect, because, as long as I'm giving it my all and doing what I can, that's hopefully going to be enough for those that truly care.
When it came down to it, how close was Stanford actually to being a place where you ended up? I mean, they're obviously a great place of academics, and they have success in athletics as well, but it's a faraway school. But how close were they to being in the picture? I
mean, they were really close. It was back and forth for a while there. I mean, I would go one day where I had this mindset where I was going to be, be a Hoosier. I had this mindset where I was going to be Cardinal and go out to Stanford. So, I mean, it was really close, and their coaching staff did a great job recruiting me, and I am thankful for that opportunity. But at the end of the day, what really made the difference and what really, kind of opened my eyes to priorities and perspective on what my situation is was just that prayer and just, having that connection and eventually feeling what I was doing is what I'm meant to be doing.
How happy are you to be done with this part of this process?
I mean, it's a surreal feeling, and it's super, I guess it's like a weight lifted off my shoulder, but at the same time, it's a new weight put on, like this is really just the beginning of it. And then the next, 5 years, because I got a year till I'm actually there, but then 4 years while I'm there, it's just, the work's really only starting now, and I'm looking forward to getting better and doing what we can to win in high school and then at IU.
Are you going to be able to attend Hoosier Hysteria coming up in October?
Yeah, I mean that would be the plan. My sister's games will take priority, so whenever I can get to her games, that's what I'll be doing. But if I'm free and schedules match up, I'll try to get to Hoosier Hysteria and as many games as I can throughout the season.
Have you thought about what it's going to be like that first time you have that Indiana jersey on and you walk out onto the Assembly Hall court with a full stadium of people?
I've tried to imagine it a couple of times, but I fail in my attempts at that because I know that at the end of the day when I walk out there, there's going to be nothing like that feeling. So I try to imagine it sometimes, but I'm just trying to. I mean, I'm going to wait for the time to come, and when it comes, it's going to be a life-changing moment and something that is going to stick with me forever.
Well, I can tell by the reaction on social media, you have made a lot of people happy, man. Congratulations to you. Congratulations to your family. I know it was a group effort. Everything's been a group effort with you, and congratulations. And I wish you the absolute best of luck in the upcoming basketball season. We'll be keeping track with you. We'll have you on again and see how the season's going. But congratulations, Anthony. I'm really happy for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that, and thank you for having me.
You betcha, man. Congratulations to you and your family. You have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Anthony Leo with us here on Indiana Sports Beat, and we'll be back with more right after this. Hello, everybody. Jim Coyle from Indiana Sports Beat. When I'm not covering the Hoosiers, you can find me at Bubba's 33 in Clarksville, located on the northeast corner of I-65 at Veterans Parkway. Bubba's 33 has hand-tossed pizzas, bold burgers, and ice-cold beer from a select list of local craft brewers. An incredible food selection, all made fresh daily. Whether you're meeting the team for that post-win meal in the family dining area or meeting friends for happy hour to watch the game on one of Bubba's 50 TVs, Bubba's 33 in Clarksville. Pizza, burgers, beer.
We all want a winning smile for those championship photos, and that's exactly what you will get at Reynolds Family Dentistry in Sellersburg. Reynolds Family Dentistry has been serving the dental needs of Hoosier families for over 30 years. Let Doctors Roger and Jay Reynolds take care of your family. Just off of I-65 at 809 South Indiana Avenue in Sellersburg. Call 812-246-3368. That's Reynolds Family Dentistry, 812-246-3368.
Now that warm weather has arrived, it's time to hit the links, and there's no better place than the golf club at Eagle Point in Bloomington. Voted best golf course by the readers of the Bloomington Herald-Times, the golf club at Eagle Point is under new ownership, has new fairways and bunkers, and it's open to the public. When the round's over, there's cold beer and a full menu at the Eagle Point Pub and Bistro. Call 812-824-1100 to make a tee time. That's 812-824-1100. The golf club at Eagle Point in Bloomington.
This is A.J. Moyer.
This is Dan Dockett.
Hey, this is Michael Lewis, former Indiana basketball player.
This is Indiana football coach Tom Allen.
This is Jim Coyle with the Indiana Sports Beat. You can always like and follow us on Facebook. Always follow the show rebroadcast on iTunes, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Spotify. TheDailyHoosier.com is a great place to sign up for each and every day. Or, of course, on 97.7 The Ref in Evansville. For the best recycling and waste removal service, turn to the area's leader, Sweetland Waste Removal and Recycling, a homegrown company serving southern Indiana since 1995. Sweetland Waste Removal and Recycling serves Floyd, Clark, Harrison, and Washington counties. For excellent service and peace of mind, call Sweetland Waste Removal and Recycling today at 812-944-5642. That's 812-944-5642. Keep life sweet with Sweetland Waste Removal and Recycling.
I'm Ryan Shaddy, and I'm a Hoosier. As a toddler, you could always find me running around in a cream and crimson onesie and a red IU hat reminiscent of those worn during the world-famous William Tell timeout, shouting, "Go Hoosiers!" Like many other alum, I chose to make Bloomington my home. As a civic and alumni leader, I have become very knowledgeable about our community and would love to share my insights with you as your realtor. Find me on Facebook or call or text me, Ryan Shaddy, with FC Tucker Bloomington Realtors at 765-623-9093.
This is former IU basketball player Derek Elson. Follow the Hoosiers on Indiana Sports Beat Radio.
Today's guest is brought to you by Reynolds Family Dentistry of Sellersburg. You need $1 million smile for those championship photos, and that's exactly what you'll get with Reynolds Family Dentistry. Welcome back to Indiana Sports Beat Radio, of course, coming to you from the Golf Club at Eagle Point Studios, and couldn't be any happier to be bringing you Indiana's most recent basketball commit, Jordan Geronimo. Jordan, thanks a lot for taking the time to talk with us here today.
No, thank you for having me on your show, man. Thank you.
Absolutely. I'm sure this has got to be an exciting time for you. I mean, you were kind of a relative unknown at the start of the season or the summer, and then you blew up, and now it just continues to get bigger and bigger. But it's got to be a fun, exciting time for you.
Yeah, it actually really is. It's really a blessing to come from nothing to something, from in a span of only half a year, with 6 months. You know what I mean? It's really crazy, but. Yeah.
Absolutely, and from a lot of this is the first time I've gotten to speak with you, but from a lot of things I've read, you seem like you're really down to earth and more of a team oriented guy as opposed to a me kind of person. But is that how you would describe your personality?
Yeah, actually, I'm a really nice person. Like you said, I'm down to earth. I'm always willing to give. You know what I mean? I'm a generous person. Actually, that's for real life and on that basketball court. You know what I mean? My style of play, I would say, was I'm not really a ball hog. I'm not a me guy. I'm more of play behind the curtain. You know what I mean? I love taking off ball screens. Pick and roll. I love doing all the stuff to get my teammates open and get them good looks. So. Yeah.
And as I mentioned, at the beginning of the summer, not a lot of people out in this part of the country probably knew about you, but you had an outstanding summer on the AAU circuit, on the Adidas Gauntlet Trail, and really blew up and all of a sudden started getting a lot of notice. And then big programs started calling, and then one like Indiana. But talk about your recruiting visit over the weekend here. What was that like?
It was a great visit. I went over to Indiana. So, like you said, I wasn't really big. I wasn't really a big recruit this past couple of years, but I never knew I was gonna blow up like this. So I didn't really do my research in college basketball. I wasn't really able to study all of the colleges that offered me at a deep level. But I've heard a couple of times Indiana was a basketball school and a basketball state, but I didn't really take that into account. You know what I mean? But then I went over to Indiana. Actually, for my official visit, and now I knew what everybody's talking about because we had breakfast with Archie Miller the first day I got there, and there's people up there and being "Oh, Coach Archie Miller, how you doing? Big fan," and I might be going crazy, I don't know, but I saw a couple people snapping pictures of me, secretly, but it's just crazy how all the Indiana fans are in the basketball loop and all know what's going on, and I thought that was really, really cool. And also we took into the Graduate Hotel when we got there, and we looked up and we saw basketball chandeliers, and we looked down and there was a basketball carpet, and then we walk into the reception desk, you look to the left, and there's old school style auditorium bleachers, and that just told me, that Indiana really did have a rich and deep basketball history, and that was something that was a really big bonus on top of the amazing community that Indiana has. So.
Yeah, I'd say get used to that because once you're into Indiana basketball, you're no longer that life that you led before. You can kind of forget about that now, Jordan. Talk about the coaches. You got to meet with the coaches. Obviously, you just mentioned having breakfast with Archie, and I know there's the other coaches on the staff, Coach Ostrom and new coach Mike Roberts. So talk about meeting with those guys.
They was all great people. First and foremost, they all had like really different personalities, but it like they all came together well as like as like a family. I met Coach Ostrom, like you said, and Coach Ostrom like surprisingly had the same birthday as me, December 5th, and so that was something interesting, that I found out. But they was all open, you know what I mean? They was all opening arms, and they treated me like family, and that was something that really spoke to me. And a big reason why I was like, okay, like Indiana is going to be a place for where I can grow and prosper, not as a basketball player, but actually as a person, because the people that's there. So that's why, I made a decision.
Did you say your birthday is September 5th?
December 5th.
Oh, December 5th. Okay, I was going to say happy early birthday, but happy birthday, early birthday anyway. But yeah, and so you got to meet with those guys, and then did you get to meet with any of the guys from the team as well?
I did actually. So I was there for three days and 2 nights, and so for 2 nights I had some time with student hosts after 9 p.m. And we so it was me and Armand Franklin, and we went around campus. He showed me around a couple stuff, and we met up with other players and went to like parties. But it was really like a nice experience traveling with the team together, because like something that I noticed that I really liked was how the team always like moves together in the pack, and it was always together. And to be a part of that camaraderie would be like something that I would really like to be a part of. And I like that a lot. Mm-hmm.
And you got to travel the IU campus, known as one of the most beautiful campuses in the country. What was your visit with the campus itself like? I know you're going from high school to college is a major jump, but it's got to be just a great experience seeing all that.
Yeah, I mean, I've been on a lot of campuses. Like I've been to UVA, I've been to Penn State, great places, great, beautiful places. But Indiana is something else. It's a great place. I like how it's set up. Not only like the facilities are beautiful, the living apartments. I went to Evolve next to the football stadium. The apartment is beautiful. You know what I mean? It's a really, really rich facility, and just the way that how it's set up right next to the football stadium, which is right next to the basketball area, which is like I think it's called Arena Hall. Is that what it's called? Cook Hall. I'm sorry, it was something Hall. I forgot what it was. It's Cook Hall. And I just like how like it's like right there. It's like less than a 5-minute walk to get to the basketball courts. And I just thought that was really super cool. And yeah.
And you talk about the facilities, Cook Hall, of course, the practice facility and where the coaches' offices are, which is right next to Simon Scott Assembly Hall, one of the most iconic venues in all of college basketball. What was your experience like when you first went into Assembly Hall?
I was actually blown away. It was actually crazy how like the seats like all like rise up, and like how it went up into the walls, and it was crazy. It was crazy, like. Just like the way the building was built, I can like tell by the way it was, set up, everything set up. Like when it's a full house, like things can get crazy in that gym. You know what I mean? It get real loud.
Yeah, it's known to be a very loud place.
Yeah, but that's something that that I want to be a part of. You know what I mean? Like I need the crowd's energy to get me going. Sometimes, I feel like that gym and would be a great place for me to grow and prosper and show what I've got. You know what I mean?
And when you hear about a place, of course, you hear about Indiana's storied past, being one of the basketball blue bloods. But when you're actually in Assembly Hall and you look up and you see those banners and the names like Bob Knight hang over that, and undefeated national champion, the last undefeated national champion, and those kind of things, and knowing that you're going to get to come there and play basketball, what kind of feeling is that?
It's honestly a blessing, man. It's really crazy how I went from being this unranked, no offers, this person to be able to stand on the Indiana Assembly Hall court. You know what I mean? Look up at the banners and see the opportunities that I could that I could, potentially get. And it's nothing like really that I could explain much, but like it's just something that I'm really happy about, and got nothing to say, but like it's a blessing. You know what I mean?
And I've talked about the fact that your summer was absolutely a smashing success on the AAU circuit with the Adidas Gauntlet Series with your team out of Massachusetts. Talk about your summer. Talk about how that came to be, how you went from being kind of an unknown to somebody who was one of the hot names on the circuit.
It's actually a crazy story. So I came into St. Paul School simply for academics. Like I wasn't a recruit. I wasn't, talking to a basketball coach or anything. I just went to St. Paul's for academics. And so I went to St. Paul's from Newark, New Jersey, because Newark, New Jersey was where I was born and raised. And so I went to St. Paul's for academics. And then I just kept my head down, worked out, played basketball. I never really had crazy basketball dreams, it was always there, lingering in my mind, but I never really, put into action. But I always thought basketball as a hobby. But I will always go to the gym every day, work out, get shots up, and there've been times where I've gone to the gym in the morning, woke up at 5:50 in the morning, went to the gym at 6 to 8, and got shots up just because for fun, because I love basketball. But so what happened was the head coach of St. Paul's basketball, his name is Grant Edwards. He quit and went to New York with his wife because from New Hampshire to New York as a wife and husband is a lot, and so he went to New York. And so the assistant coach, his name is Max Gordon, which is the head coach now. He stepped up, and he's a young guy. He had a lot of fire to him, and he had the fire to bring St. Paul's basketball to where it should be. And so with that, he did a whole bunch of recruiting. He recruited all these players. He recruited this player named Jack Anderson, and Jack Anderson played for Mass Rivals. So me and Jack and this kid named Cody, who also he recruited, was the only basketball players in the school. Because St. Paul's wasn't really a basketball school. We all grew this connection from being the only really true basketball players. And so one day, Jack invited me to go to a Mass Rivals workout, and I was like, you know what? Why not? I'm gonna go there, get a workout, get a sweat in. It's gonna be a good experience. And I had no intention of trying to be recruited, but so I went over there. I was doing my thing. I was shooting threes, dunking the ball, making my moves, and Vin just took a liking to me. And he invited me to come play for his team, and rest is history. And that's how I found Mass Rivals.
Let's talk about your game specifically. What do you bring to this team? What's your style? What do you think you add to this program?
I am in a versatile, explosive wing. I have a 7-foot wingspan. I have a lot of length. I can shoot the ball well. I love to move, off ball. I love to give, like I said before, I love giving my team opportunities to shine. But I think that with me on the team could just grow more. I don't know how to say it, but I have it in my head, but I just know how to say it in words. I feel like if I was on the team, I'd be able to just help everybody, including myself, just grow. Cause I'm a team player. I'm always team first. And so there's not a selfish bone in my body. You know what I mean? But I feel like if I was on the team.
And I know it's very, very early since you just committed yesterday and just had the visit. But what have you been able to learn about the team itself, the current team that they have, and talking about how you might fit in with your game and what you can do? But what have you learned about those guys, who's coming back, and the type of players that they're going to have?
I learned that the Indiana's coming back healthy. They have all their guys ready to roll when they get back. But other than that, I didn't really learn much over at the official visit, and I'm still kind of slacking on my research. I'm not gonna lie, I'm laughing, but I'm in the process of doing that now. So.
Well, actually, everything has happened very, very quickly. And speaking of that, you just finished up your visit in Bloomington over the weekend and then committed the following day. What was it that led you to make that commitment that soon?
It was honestly the people that was there, the amazing community. But what really topped it off was the deep and rich basketball history that was that Indiana possessed, and that just made me like want to commit, because I knew no other school was going to have the same amount of history like Indiana. So that's why I took the chance and got committed.
Is that if you had to say one thing that sold you, it was that, or is it just an aggregate of all of the things? Because there's a lot to take in.
Yeah, it's just like all those things. Like, yeah, like Indiana has a rich basketball history, but then again, like the facilities was beautiful. Like I said, the people was great, and just the amount of like opportunities that just lies ahead in Indiana was just overwhelming. And I thought that if I was to commit, the sky's the limit for me. You know what I mean? So that's why I did it.
Now, do you have? Are you planning on coming back during the year to football games or to basketball games? Hoosier Hysteria for one in October.
I haven't made any plans about it, but depending on my schedule, I'll probably make some plans.
Now, and in your upcoming season that you have to deal with before coming to Indiana, what is that season looking like? What kind of team you got coming back, and how are you looking forward to the next basketball season?
I'm looking forward to it. St. Paul's has a lot of potential. We got this new 6'10" kid named Graham Robinson who's really promising. We got 2 6'5" kids named Elijah White and James Marakis and his new people is coming in to help bring St. Paul's basketball, help bring it up to where it's supposed to be. And I feel like the returners have all worked out during this summer, and they're all improved. And I'm excited to go back to school, which is tomorrow, and be able to assess what the team is going to be like. So,
and have you thought about what it's comparing to last year when you went in, and then now when you go in, everyone's going to call you an Indiana commit. How much different that's going to be? It's going to put a target on your back for every game, man. You got to show up.
It is, but I'm not worried about it. I mean, like since day one, like I've been doing my thing, like and just because I'm a Hoosier now, it doesn't mean I have to stop, or because people put targets on my back, I have to stop. You know what I mean? Like they all have to try to stop me. They're gonna try, but they all get the same result. You know what I mean?
Now, your mom has played a big role in your basketball career. She herself was a great basketball player, playing at North Carolina during the Michael Jordan era, as a matter of fact. But talk about the influence your mom has had on your career and your life.
My mom really shaped me who I am today, in terms of basketball. So my mom is my biggest coach. She's my biggest criticizer. And every time she sees me play a game, she always has stuff to say about it. If I was not rebounding enough, she'd be the crazy mom in the stands. Sure, just go get a rebound, and she would be the one to tell me if I'm not doing well, which is sometimes something that I really need, because I can't myself analyze my game by myself, and having a parent who knows what she's doing, because she played obviously college basketball at UNC, really helps a lot, and I can't think enough of that. So.
Now, local writer John Blau from the Bloomington Tribune Herald, he mentioned that your name Jordan actually comes from Michael Jordan. Is that right?
That's true. Yep.
So you got a lot to live up to, man.
I know, right? Jeez Louise, but we'll see. I don't know.
But how much are you looking forward to this last year of high school before going into Indiana?
I'm just excited, to be done with high school, be able to go to college, with this new freedom, and be able to live independent. You know what I mean? So I'm just really excited for that.
Now, in talking to the coaches, I know, again, it's been brief because this has been pretty quick, but have they given you guidance as to, hey, here's some things you might want to work on in your upcoming season?
The Indiana coaches?
Yes, sir.
Not that I can remember, but they said that they would develop me with my handle, which is something that I need to work on. Obviously, if they said that they need to develop me with that, but I think if I have to work on my handle and kind of being more selfish. You know what I mean? That kind of sounds weird, but I need to start being more dominant on the court with the basketball in my hand. Because like at St. Paul's, I averaged like 16 points, but I didn't dribble the ball. You know what I mean? It was all off of rebounds, catch and shoot threes and all that stuff. But I'm athletic enough and quick enough to get points without with the dribble. So that's something that I have to work on. So yeah.
Now, how familiar are you with the Big Ten Conference? Of course, it's one of, if not the best basketball conference in the country with great teams. The history. Indiana, of course, leads the way there, but you got the Fab Five, Michigan, Michigan State. There's so much rich history, but it continues today as these teams are still the top teams in the country, and you're going to get to play in that environment day in, day out once you get here. Have you thought about how incredible that's going to be?
Yeah, I'm really excited to play against high competition because something that I realized with my game is the higher the level of competition, the better I'm going to play. And that's something that I'm really excited about to, play with these great teams and be able to test myself and test my limits and just get better.
If there's one thing the fans should know about Jordan Geronimo, what would that be?
I'm just real happy to be a Hoosier, I guess. And the sky's the limit.
That's probably going to make him pretty happy to hear. I'm sure of that. Jordan, I cannot thank you enough for taking the time to join us here today, man. Congratulations to you, and the best of luck. I can't wait to get to cover you once you get here. But I know you couldn't be happier, and everybody is happy for you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Good luck to your upcoming season, and we'll keep track with you, and hopefully maybe we'll have you on again once the season gets going.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you. George Geronimo, the latest commit to the Indiana basketball program out of Massachusetts. We'll be back with more Indiana Sports Beat Radio from the Golf Club at Eagle Point Studios right after this. Hello, everybody. Jim Coyle from Indiana Sports Beat. When I'm not covering the Hoosiers, you can find me at Bubba's 33 in Clarksville, located on the northeast corner of I-65 at Veterans Parkway. Bubba's 33 has hand-tossed pizzas, bold burgers, and ice-cold beer from a select list of local craft brewers. An incredible food selection, all made fresh daily. Whether you're meeting the team for that post-win meal in the family dining area or meeting friends for happy hour to watch the game on one of Bubba's 50 TVs. Bubba's 33 in Clarksville. Pizza, burgers, beer.
We all want a winning smile for those championship photos, and that's exactly what you will get at Reynolds Family Dentistry in Sellersburg. Reynolds Family Dentistry has been serving the dental needs of Hoosier families for over 30 years. Let Doctors Roger and Jay Reynolds take care of your family. Just off of I-65 at 809 South Indiana Avenue in Sellersburg. Call 812-246-3368. That's Reynolds Family Dentistry, 812-246-3368.
Now that warm weather has arrived, it's time to hit the links, and there's no better place than the Golf Club at Eagle Point in Bloomington. Voted best golf course by the readers of the Bloomington Herald-Times, the Golf Club at Eagle Point is under new ownership, has new fairways and bunkers, and it's open to the public. When the round's over, there's cold beer and a full menu at the Eagle Point Pub and Bistro. Call 812-824-1100 to make it tee time. That's 812-824-1100. The Golf Club at Eagle Point in Bloomington.
This is AJ Moye.
This is Dan Dockett.
Hey, this is Michael Lord, former Indiana basketball player.
This is Indiana football coach Tom Allen.
This is Jim Coyle with the Indiana Sports Beat. You can always like and follow us on Facebook. Always follow the show rebroadcast on iTunes, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Spotify. TheDailyHoosier.com is a great place to sign up for each and every day, or, of course, on 97.7 The Ref in Evansville. For the best recycling and waste removal service, turn to the area's leader, Sweetland Waste Removal and Recycling, a homegrown company serving southern Indiana since 1995. Sweetland Waste Removal and Recycling serves Floyd, Clark, Harrison, and Washington counties. For excellent service and peace of mind, call Sweetland Waste Removal and Recycling today at 812-944-5642. That's 812-944-5642. Keep life sweet with Sweetland Waste Removal and Recycling.
I'm Rain Shaddy, and I'm a Hoosier. As a toddler, you could always find me running around in a cream and crimson onesie and a red IU hat reminiscent of those worn during the world-famous William Tell timeout, shouting, "Go Hoosiers!" Like many other alum, I chose to make Bloomington my home. As a civic and alumni leader, I have become very knowledgeable about our community and would love to share my insights with you as your realtor. Find me on Facebook or call or text me, Ryan Shaddy, with FC Tucker Bloomington Realtors at 765-623-9093.
This is James Blackman Jr., former Indiana Hoosier. Make sure you're keeping up with the Hoosiers on Indiana Sports Beat.
Today's guest is brought to you by Bubba's 33 in Clarksville, with hand-tossed pizzas, bold burgers, and ice-cold beer. Pizza, burgers, beer. Bubba's 33 in Clarksville. Welcome back to Indiana Sports Beat with Jim Coyle, of course, coming to you from the Golf Club at Eagle Point Studios here on this Tuesday. Trying to stay out of the way of Hurricane Barry. It's headed our way, eventually. Well, before then, we've got Hurricane Trey with us. Trey Galloway from Culver Academy. Trey, how are you, man?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. How's it been? A great summer for you?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been really good.
Man, this stuff keeps you guys busy. I have a daughter that plays travel soccer and always gone, always practicing, always working out. It is a grind for you guys, and I know it is a grind, but you've got so much more going on because you've got this recruiting process and all these people like me talking to you and all that stuff. That's got to weigh on you. You're a teenager. I mean, you're supposed to be having fun.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's definitely time-consuming, but it keeps me busy and keeps me going to keep wanting to do more. And it's fun being able to travel with the guys that I like to travel with, and like being with my teammates. It's been fun to go to because we're going to LA tomorrow, so that'll be super fun to get to go out there and travel with them.
Yeah, I saw the brackets breaking out. I was like, man, those games are coming up. I said, that's tomorrow. I was like, wow. And that just adds to it. You just got off of the Adidas Gauntlet Tour over the weekend down in Alabama. Yeah. You had a great weekend, by the way. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
But then you turn around and you go to L.A. I mean, of course, it's got to be a lot of fun. I mean, you're a teenager, so you got endless energy. But that does have to be a lot of fun getting to travel to all these different places, a lot of these places that you haven't been before.
Oh, yes, for sure. And like I said, it's fun having the experience of going to different places and be able to see all these different areas and where talented players come from and being able to play people outside the state of Indiana. It's been really a cool experience with my whole AAU career.
What's the coolest experience you've had through all this? It could be someone you've met or something you've done, but what's been the coolest thing for you?
I'd say honestly, probably in like 7th grade, when I won the national championship with my other AAU team, George Hill. When I used to play with them, we were in North Carolina. We won it there, so that was a pretty fun experience for me and some of the guys on my team.
You definitely that's something that was already in my mind. You're very, very level-headed, even-keeled kid. And right now you seem even more like a team player, and that comes through on the court. Is that something that you're very conscious of, that you actually work at, because it shows?
Yeah, I mean, there's 5 guys on the court at all times on the team, so if you can't work together with your team, it's not ever going to work out. So that's one thing I really try to focus on, is just getting along with guys that I'm playing with and try to go out there and compete with them for sure.
And obviously this summer you've gotten to play with a great group of talented guys, Anthony Leal, of course, Christian Lander, amongst others, but many others as well. But what's it been like playing on that team with that level of talent, all from these guys from Indiana?
Yeah, I mean, it's been really good. Just getting a feel for everybody on the team. I mean, at first me and Christian, we never really played with each other before, but it's been really good because he's a super talented player, and it's been really good to get a chance to go out there and compete with him. And obviously, Anthony Leo, we've been playing with each other for about 4 years now, so I feel like we all benefit each other with things that we do, and it's been good to just go out there and show we got to different teams across the country.
Now, you and Anthony seem to have really developed a pretty good bond. You just mentioned you played together for 4 years. I saw the piece in the paper by Zach Osterman where Anthony went up to your home up in Culver. So
Yeah.
you guys really seem to have a great bond.
Yeah, for sure. Like you said, he was at my house for the July 4th weekend. So he was here for about a week, and we got to hang out and do some stuff off the court rather than just be on the court all the time. So I feel like our relationship as friends is even off the court too as well. So we've built a pretty good relationship over the past 4 years. Like I said, it's really fun to get to know him and hang out with him for sure.
Now, both of you guys are targets from Indiana University. Both have offers from IU. And have you guys think you've talked about possibly playing together in college? Is that something that comes up much?
Yeah, we don't talk about it much, but when we do, that's definitely something that we've talked about. And we obviously know that Indiana is an option for us if we do want to play together. And I think these past years have been pretty good, and I feel like we benefit each other well on the court and off the court as friends. So I think that's a possibility for both of us for sure.
Okay, both you're very intelligent kids, and you have multiple offers from lots of different schools. What would it be like playing together at Indiana, a school that's in your home state? What would that be like for you guys?
Yeah, it'd be super cool. Just knowing that we both have the opportunity to go to the same school and represent the state of Indiana. It'd be a cool experience just to go out there and do that stuff with him for sure.
What about Indiana and Archie Miller has stood out to you so far?
Just what the one like to win. Just the way they've recruited me has really stood out to me. Coach Miller has been at all the games. I think he was at all the games this past weekend in Alabama. So just the way they're recruiting me and Anthony Leal. So it's been really cool to see how much they care and how much they really want me to be a part of their program.
And what is that? How much weight does that carry as opposed to you just looking at things on your own as, hey, I like that school because of this, but that level of the coaching and the relationship, because it seems like every recruitment, no matter what school, what sport it is, it comes down to the relationship between the player and the coach.
Yeah. Definitely one thing that I look into is to see how much they need me and how much they want me, and that definitely plays a factor into it because you obviously want to have a really good relationship with the coach if you're going to a school, and that's one thing I'm looking for is have family bond with the team and also with the coach. I feel like that's one thing that they're trying to build with me is a really good relationship, so I can build that trust if I want to go to Indiana, and that's one thing I feel like Coach Miller has really pushed towards is building a relationship with me. That's one thing that's really important for sure.
Talking with Trey Galloway from Culver Academy, one of multiple IU recruits, prospects. Now, what I know everybody in the world asks this question, and I'm sick of asking it myself, but is there a timeline that you're looking at? I mean, some guys want to get this done before school starts, some before basketball starts. They want to get out of the way, and some will wait and go through longer processes. Do you have a timeline?
Not right now. Just whenever the time feels right, I'll make my decision. But I haven't really set a base timeline. Like I said, whenever the time is right for me, whenever my heart feels is a school that I feel like I'm gonna decide to commit to. That's when I'll do it.
Now, are you done with your visits, or do you have more visits coming?
I haven't planned it yet. So once I get back from California with this last AAU tournament, I'll definitely talk with my family and see what I want to do and what I have planned next for sure.
Absolutely. Now, you got LA coming up. We've talked about that. You leave tomorrow. It booms right now. What are you looking forward to besides playing basketball, obviously? Have you been to LA before?
Yeah, I have. I was there the past 2 years. So it's really fun just being with the guys outside of basketball because we got some downtime to do some other stuff. So it's been cool to kind of go to some of the beaches and hang out with the guys. So it's really a fun experience on and off the court and at that tournament for sure.
Who's some of the most unique players you've met that are not from Indiana? The guys that are outside that you've been playing against on some of these circuits, but great talent and great guys that you've run across.
Yeah, a couple of guys. Dustin Garcia, he's from Minnesota. That's one kid I found is a really, really good talented player. He's also being recruited by Indiana right now, but he's really talented. Another kid, Henry Coleman from Virginia. He's kind of a more power forward, but he's super talented. I think he's got offered by Duke, but he's been a really good player that I've played against for sure. So those are some of the guys that I've took notice on that are really good.
And if let's just jumping in the future, let's say Indiana was your commitment, or wherever, I guess wherever, it doesn't even really matter, but wherever that school is that you decide to go to, are you going to then turn out and use these relationships to try to recruit other guys to come with you?
Yeah, that'd be the plan. That's one thing I feel like I could be pretty good as being able to attract some other guys to whatever school I go to. And that's one thing I'll definitely do if I do commit somewhere early and be able to get some guys to try to get some guys to school with me.
Besides LA, you got the tournament coming up there. What else does the rest of your summer look like, Trey?
After LA, nothing much with basketball. I'm kind of done with all the tournaments, and so I'm definitely going to take this one in as my last AU tournament ever. But after that, kind of hanging out, enjoying the rest of my summer as a high school student, and kind of just focuses on getting better and getting prepared for this upcoming season.
Talk about the upcoming season. You guys have you've done okay up there at Culver. Your father's the coach. Yeah. That's kind of a unique experience in itself. I knew some guys that when I grew up that here and there their dads were the coach, but that's got to be a unique situation for you.
Yes, for sure. It's been a fun experience just having him as a coach. Because I mean, there's been some ups and downs, obviously, with it. There's been some times we got after each other, but I feel like it's been a really good fun ride, and it's gonna be a fun senior year for sure.
Yeah, you guys have had a little bit of success there for certain. What's the team look like this season?
Yeah, we lost three really important seniors last year, but we got some young talent coming back, and we got three or four or five seniors that we've got this. So I think we're gonna have some experience and some youth, which will be really good for us to have a mixture of both. So a lot of the older guys can be able to lead the younger guys. So I think it's gonna be another fun year. We're gonna learn a lot. I think from the beginning of the year we'll struggle a little bit, but I feel like we'll be able to be a pretty good team by the start of March for sure.
Absolutely. And the recruiting process itself, is that something that you've enjoyed? Have you been able to keep it at a manageable level to where it is enjoyable? Because I know it can get away. I mean, the contact and all that, sometimes it can be overbearing, but have you been able to keep it manageable to where it's been enjoyable for you?
Yeah. I'm just trying to enjoy life, just use it, just be thankful for. I mean, because not every kid gets this opportunity to go through this process, and I'm kind of just trying to enjoy it. And I mean, obviously, there's going to be times where I'm like, I want to just be a kid, hang out. But I think it's been really cool just to be able to talk to different coaches and get a feel of what they like about my game, and kind of just learn about different programs and different schools. So I think it's been a really good experience for me.
When did it sink in that, man? Not that you're very good. I don't want you to have to worry about saying that. But when did it sink in that, man, these guys are really paying attention to me? That I can maybe really do something with this. I can take this to a really high level. When was there a moment or a time that's when that dawned on you?
I remember. I definitely thought once I got to high school, there's definitely a little bit more attention drawn towards me. But I'd say, yeah, like kind of towards sophomore year, that's when I started to get a little bit more attention with all the college coaches kind of starting to flirt and kind of like look at me a little bit more. So I think that's one of the times that's when I for sure started to get.
I think we may have lost him. Let's see
Hello?
if we there we go. We still got
Hello?
you back. All right. There we got you. Yeah, you're on,
me?
Trey. Go ahead. Yes, Trey, go ahead, buddy. You're on.
Okay. Yeah. I'd say just sophomore year. That's I think that's one of the times when I definitely started to get some more attention. Like I said, once I got to high school, that's when I first was getting a little bit more looks at than I was.
Well, buddy, I appreciate you so much. I hope you have a great time in Los Angeles, and tell Anthony as well. We wish him the best. He's been on with us, but I hope you guys have not only a great time, but success as well. It's fun out there. I love it, but it's a lot more warmer out there.
Yeah, it is. I was talking to my mom. She said it was a little bit more cooler out there, a little more than Indiana right now. So, should be fun and give a good experience in my last AU tournament.
Absolutely. Trey Galloway, man, I cannot thank you enough. Appreciate you. I wish you the best of luck. We'll be following your recruitment and see where that goes for you. But we wish you the absolute best and the best in the upcoming season if we don't get to talk to you before then.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Trey Galloway from Culver Academy, one of Indiana basketball's top targets. Greatly appreciate him joining us here this morning on the program. So that's going to wrap it up for us today on Indiana Sports Beat with Coyle Leary on this special Thanksgiving Day broadcast. We hope everyone is about to have a great day. If you haven't already had one, great meal and enjoy some time with friends and family. We're back tomorrow. Make sure you check that out as we preview Indiana Purdue and Indiana South Dakota State. Be sure to join us Saturday at Yogi's in Bloomington for the Indiana Purdue game that starts at noon. We'll be there to watch that game. Then immediately following that, Indiana takes on South Dakota State and the hardwood. It's Simon Scott Assembly Hall. And, of course, after the game with Todd Leary, we'll follow that. But thanks for joining us here today. We appreciate you. And until tomorrow, I will see you on the radio.